Heads up. Hello everyone, Dana14 Prime here. I want to drop a heads up video today. Over the weekend, just after Hot Toys released the final rendition of the Iron Man Mark 50 suit, over the weekend they released the first two figures from Avengers Endgame, being Thanos and the new Iron Man suit Mark 85. So these are out here on Sideshow. Link in the description below. Jump through that link, check out these pics, get your order in if you're interested. Any shopping you do through those links supports the channel at no cost to you and is very much appreciated. So here we've got Thanos coming first quarter of next year. So, assuming he comes later in that window, about a year away. $415, so up from the, I think, $376 that we saw from Infinity War. Probably in some respects, the Thanos that people wanted the last go round, and everyone wanted the armored up Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. So that is what we get here finally. Jump through and check out some pics here. Very cool. Of course, the classic armor that we've seen through the movieverse looks really, really good. Still rocking the Infinity Gauntlet, still glowing with LEDs, and he has this big double-sided sword weapon. Now, the head sculpts are newly painted, so not newly sculpted, so it seems to be just reusing the Infinity War head sculpts with a different paint scheme. Same thing with the body, kind of like newly crafted, some new tendons, veins, things like this they talk about. So overall, probably not radically different in the core of the figure. Of course, all of this armor stuff is very different. We do get the same two head sculpts, as I mentioned. The helmet is removable, so you'll be able to take that off and on. You get the big blade accessory there. With the Infinity Gauntlet, you get a closed fist and you get an articulated version. So all of that looks cool, and this armor just looks really sweet, I will say. I will also say I think this thing's going to articulate just like an absolute brick. Probably much, much worse than the original figure. Very cool profile there. Looks really, really good. The scowling face, the subdued face. But jump through, check out all these pics. Here we go, let's backtrack. You can see the helmet coming off, so that goes on both head sculpts. So definitely jump out through the link below and check out all of those pics. There's 24 of them out there. The figure does look really, really good. Just look at this helmet. Look at this battle damage around that helmet. That looks really awesome. This armor looks really good. This whole look, phenomenal, really sharp looking, pricey at $415. We're like $30 more than the last figure, but arguably you get maybe a bit more. Of course, this gives away some, spoilers. Obviously, it's got the double-bladed sword there. Why would he need a sword like that unless he's going to end up losing the Infinity Gauntlet? And that telltales here because he gets 4 sets of hands, left and right. So I imagine this Infinity Gauntlet is going to like separate at the wrist and slide off the gauntlet piece, probably slide off over the armor, and they can put regular hands on both arms. That's when I imagine he'd be wielding that sword. Otherwise, again, head sculpt, helmet, fancy armor, all through here is what they're showing basically. The Infinity Gauntlet with LED lights, a fisted version, and then an articulated hand version. So no separate arm with this figure, which I think is really going to limit some of the articulation. And if you look at these pics when he's holding the Infinity Gauntlet up like a fist, clenching it like Darth Vader style, I think they're accomplishing that with definitely some sleek angles to make the picture look right. I think it's pretty flat. He doesn't hold it up that well, that high. So be prepared for some restricted articulation is what I suspect with this figure. Get a stand here, just the big Avengers Endgame, A4 type symbol, kind of square rectangulish type base. And again, he's still about that 16 inches tall, actually 16.38 I think they had him listed at, so maybe a bit taller because of either the boots and or the helmet, because I believe Infinity War was a straight up 16 inches. So it looks very cool. I think a lot of people should be happy with that, but maybe pissed at the same time because if they bought the original and they only wanted that one. Me, I don't mind. I think it'd be pretty cool to have both, at least for some time. Then here we are with the Mark 85. We left off with Mark 50 in Infinity War. So 35 suits later, we are here. Arrives much later next year, so like third quarter next year. $423. So again, a good $15 or so price increase with this figure. And again, all these numbers in between, who knows if it's going to be like an Iron Man 3 situation where he's just got a whole Iron Legion of different types of suits. I hope not, because then Hot Toys is going to want to make them all, and man, that's just going to suck up a lot of their capacity and creative juices for other things. So I hope that's not the case. Would also probably bankrupt a lot of you completists if you need to go out and buy 34 other suits. So I hope they don't do that, but I don't get this whole Mark 85 thing. I don't know. So, but here's the suit. We do get finally a new RDJ head sculpt here, suited for the Infinity War and Endgame movies. So that looks great. The suit here returns to some bulkiness. It's got some bulkier shoulders and bulkier chest and legs, whereas the Mark 50 was very humanoid. I'll flash a bit of some side-by-sides here just so you can compare briefly, but the Mark 50 was just so sleek, so tight around the body. Here we get back, again, the bigger shoulders. I think we get back more of almost like a shorts type crotch effect. We get back some bigger legs, especially in the lower legs. So old is new again a little bit. So they don't tell us a ton with this suit because there's a lot of accessories yet to be announced in terms of what will be in the movie that they will subsequently include. I don't think it's going to be like getting the Mark 50 in the accessory kit in one figure for whatever it was, 23 or whatever we saw the price was. But certainly there'll be more than what they show here. So again, highly articulated, nice action figure. He's got these kind of wings. I forget what they're called, like kind of like nano light refocusers or something like that as they were described. So I don't know what that means, but it's probably just a laser weapon or something, I would think. They look kind of funky, but I'm sure once we see the movie, it'll make a bit more sense. So this suit, for what's previewed here for me, it's like, it's all right. I'd actually say I prefer the Mark 50 based off what we know today between these two suits, but we don't know obviously much about this one just yet in terms of what the final product will indeed look like. But again, jump out, check out the pics. There's a nice shot of that thing from the back. It's pretty cool looking, but at the same time, kind of strange. Nice shot of that new head sculpt. Definitely got a little bit more of the age in it. Mark 50, I believe, was reusing like the Mark 46, Mark 47 head sculpt. So here we get a new one. The hair is kind of more straight up a little bit, and just in terms of how it's textured in there. There's another good shot of that head sculpt. It does look really good. It's a nice likeness. Obviously, they've done it 100 times of RDJ, but that looks even pretty good by comparisons to other very good RDJ head sculpts. Pretty typical being able to remove the chest there. And then here's what they're showing us. Again, the light refocuser thing, the removable chest, the new head sculpt. Additional accessories coming soon, depending on what will be in the movie probably and what they think they can pack in here for this price point. Maybe they'll do an accessory pack again. Who knows? It just depends on what we see in the movie probably and how much they think they want to make. Front and back of the figure there looks good. Nice mixture of red, gold, and sort of like a gunmetal gray or kind of charcoal, I think they were calling it. Still get some flaps back there. 3 sets of hands. Looks like pretty typical fist, repulsor, and articulated. And then a different kind of base versus what we saw with Thanos. So kind of pentagon, I believe, 6-sided sort of shape to it. And I would presume flight stand based off what that looks like there at the base. So interesting, but kind of not as exciting maybe as when we saw the Mark 50 last year, because a lot of this becomes a bit more expected and predictable. But yeah, there's our first 2 figures. Both of them carrying some hefty price tags up versus their prior releases. We've got Endgame coming out here less than a month away, 26, I believe. So we're inside of that 1-month window. These figures will be about a year away, certainly for us here in the States. But let me know your thoughts. Again, check the link in the description below. Hop out to Sideshow. Check out all the pics for yourself. A lot of good pics out there. Get your pre-order in if you're interested. Get any shopping to those links. Supports the channel at no cost to you and is very much appreciated. And I'm still waiting to get my hands on my Infinity War Thanos and Mark 50. And when I do, I'll be sure to do a video share out here on the channel as well. So look for that. All right, guys. Thanks for checking in. See you next time.